All right, welcome and good morning on this lovely Monday morning. Here we are on December 9th. Welcome to Interview with the Man, episode 173. Jesus fucking Christ. Do I even have a life? How's everybody doing out there? I'm joined by Vince from Masculine Geek, and we are going to take a look at something real quick right now.
Gentlemen, we are in a system, and that system is our enemy. Take a look around you. What do you see? Me Too accusations, social justice warriors, crazy feminists, and hopelessly emasculated men. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we save those minds, those people are part of the system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these men are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so hopelessly controlled by blue pill lies that they depend on the system and they will fight to protect it. As a man, which do you prefer? To remain willfully ignorant of masculine and feminine truths, or to get out of your comfort zone and to seek the truth that the system does not want you to know? If you're a man who seeks the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, then you know what you must do. Join me, and I will teach you exactly what a woman is thinking without even listening to a single word that comes out of her mouth. This is the power of understanding body language. In addition to this, you will be entered into the Masculine Empowerment Network and join hundreds of unplugged men from all walks of life across the globe. Unfortunately, no one can learn the truth about dating and relationships by simply being told from the system. You must live it and experience it for yourself. That is what body language mastery will do for you. Remember, this is your final chance, and all I'm offering you is the truth. Follow me, and let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Gentlemen, December 26th. Mark your calendars. This is the last chance to get in to Body Language Mastery before this entire program is closed. How you do it, real quick, you need to go to modernlifedating.com/body language. You're going to scroll down. You're going to see this link right here. Click on this link. Scroll down again. Click on this little email address box, and you type your best email address in here. You hit that subscribe button. And that's it. You're on the list to get in. Other than that, what do you think, Vince? You like it?
I love it. I mean, yeah, it's really, really cool. Yeah, it's very inspiring too.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I aim to inspire, indeed.
Yes.
So I'm joined here by Vince from Masculine Geek, and Masculine Geek is his YouTube channel where he talks about things that mainstream people may call geeky or whatever, but quite honestly, I've got a little bit of a geeky streak to myself. If you guys want to follow him on YouTube, he is right here at Masculine Geek.
Oh, thank you.
They do episodes pretty often. It's got 1,000 subscribers. Go ahead and head on over there and subscribe. You can see him, Rob, and the Leaf Master himself.
I was waiting for that.
The Leaf Master, TJ, the Leaf Master himself.
I saw, it was funny. I was driving too fast to actually catch it. I was coming back from lunch yesterday, and I saw one of those signs that are stuck in the ground on an island. And it said leaf. It was for a neighborhood. It said leaf collection, and it had a date. I need to go back and get a photo of that.
Oh, that is serious. Like it's so charming. It's like, honestly, it's so funny. Oh, guys, there's a guy on his channel, a guy named TJ. Really cool guy, really down to earth.
I love TJ. Yeah,
he's full John Connor, right? He's like off the grid.
He is. Yeah.
Like no social media, nothing.
He does have a social media presence, but he's very he curates it very well, and he's very circumspect in what he says.
Ah, I see. He's a great guy.
So
I love him.
he is. Oh,
He's
absolutely.
a sincere guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
I made a meme. I was like, I'm gonna tell the world this is Captain America. And it was a picture of him at one of our meetups. But it's true. When I think of Captain America, I'm like, TJ would be a great Captain America.
he's a great guy. He is a great guy.
Yeah.
So, you run Masculine Geek, and
I
I guess it's kind of like, I guess it's pretty much. Is it your main idea? How did Masculine Geek come about?
It had been percolating in the back of my mind for quite some time, although I didn't quite have the concrete description of like what I wanted to do with it. It was about October or November of last year, maybe even going into the Christmas months, where I sent a direct Twitter message to both Aaron Clary and TJ. I said, I have this idea floating around in my mind, and I want to call it Masculine Geek. What do you think? I'm like, wow, I like it. That has potential. And so I brought them on board. And at the same time, I was talking to Rob. We had followed each other on Twitter for a while. And we had talked on the phone for a little bit. And in fact, there was one time we were like two old women. We talked on the phone for almost 5 hours. He was going through a rough time, and we kind of connected. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm doing this thing. I want you to be a part of it. What do you think? He's like, wow. He's like, well, I haven't, I'm not a current geek, at least I don't think so. But I used to play D&D and into like cyberpunk and all those kind of things when I was in college. He's like, yeah, I'm a Masculine Geek. Fuck it. Yeah, sure. So he came on board as well. Now Aaron's doing his own thing, as you know. So he comes on as a guest. He's not one of the what we call the Three Musketeers, the three main guys. And we've been rolling along since January 6th or 9th of last year. Wow, man.
So like, did you guys all uniformly come together through watching Aaron Clary's information, or how did you guys like meet? Where was the medium?
The medium, strangely enough, was Twitter.
And just being Twitter pals.
Yeah, Aaron started following me like 2 or 3 years ago, and I followed him, and he had a meetup in Silver Springs, Maryland, about 2 or 3 years, I guess 2 years ago. And I like, you know what? I'll join. I'll drive down. I decided, I'm not going to drive back. It's too late. So I stayed over, and I met him and a few other people, and it was cool. We met at an Irish pub down there, downtown Silver Springs.
Is that an Irish coffee you're drinking?
This is actually your standard on the East Coast in New Jersey. You're probably familiar. I'm maybe down in Florida as well. Wawa.
Oh yeah, it's a Wawa coffee.
It's a Wawa coffee, yeah.
Dude, I gotta say, man, I was in Osaka when Wawa started making their like attack on Orlando. Bro, Wawa is the shit.
Wawa's amazing.
Dude,
Wawa's amazing.
That is seriously. I heard it was a Korean company or like a Korean owner.
Really?
I think I could be wrong.
Okay.
I heard it from a woman, so who knows? But
you never know. Okay. Yeah, Wawa coffee. And my second go-to would be Dunkin' Donuts.
I've been hearing a lot about the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So tell me this, man. So like, what was the inspiration to be like, you know what? I'm a guy. I got a good job. I got a comfortable life. I'm living my life in the shadows, if you will. What made you want to make a platform and call it Masculine Geek and like get on the internet? When do you guys? First of all, obviously, I put your YouTube channel. Do you have a set schedule as to when you guys debut?
Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Every Wednesday. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday night. Yep.
Okay.
And in fact,
at 9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. In fact, this Wednesday, you're going to get in on this. We're doing a live stream Dungeons and Dragons game. You can't get any more geekier than that.
Right.
And Drew Bay will be dungeon mastering us because I've been wanting to play for a while. I've been a dungeon master since I was 13, on and off. And my chances to play have been few and far between. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to play. And he's going to be the dungeon master. And Aaron Clary, obviously Rob, TJ, and myself, Aaron Clary and Raul Tomasi will be joining. So I'm going to have that up and rolling this Wednesday.
Fuck yeah! What class character is the one that like talks to all the animals and stuff? Is that a druid?
Well, you could get anyone who has a spell speak with animals can do that, but the class that has more an affinity towards animals would be a ranger and a druid.
Okay. So
And
which one? Which is TJ a ranger or do it a druid?
without giving too well, subs destroy subway. Okay, sorry, I just went into D&D is geeky as fuck. Yes, it is. Without giving too much away, but yes, TJ is going to be a ranger, which makes sense.
Yeah, it
It
does. He
completely
spends
makes
a lot
sense.
of time in the woods collecting leaves.
Exactly. Hopefully he's a good sport and he works that in with his character, so that'd be kind of cool.
That's funny, dude. I used to play D&D back in the day when I was like 13-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever seen The Waterboy?
I have, yeah.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
his mom like everything's the devil.
Oh yeah. Ben Franklin didn't invent electricity. I invented electricity. Ben Franklin's the devil. Yes.
Dude, that was my mom when I was little. Like
Really?
everything was the devil. Dude, it was
Wow.
actually, when I was young, I had like this huge Pokemon card collection. I had first edition Charizard, first edition Venusaur, first edition Blastoise. I had a huge collection, right?
Okay.
And my mom made me fucking throw them all away because she said there were
What?
demons in the cards.
Oh my
And the
god.
demons were gonna come and take me to hell. And the irony of it all is,
if anything's taking you to hell, it's not that.
irony of it is all, like I threw that. She made me throw it away. She made me throw away all my video games, like Resident Evil, because it had evil in the title.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
slowly but surely, she pushed me into like a life of degeneracy. That's when I started smoking weed and fucking girls, and like
it had the opposite effect.
it had the opposite effect. I was like,
Yeah.
like it was. But I did play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and it was real fun. My best friend, he plays now often, and he goes to like meetups in Orlando himself.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's cool. But yeah, let's go back to the original question. Like, what inspired you?
I guess I was tired of seeing. I mean, this is a tired. We talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
Men get marginalized wherever they go.
And what do you mean by marginalized for the people whose vocabulary aren't up there? You're a very smart guy, so you got to break it down.
I wouldn't go that far, but a little bit. Men get pushed aside as far. We're second-class citizens. We're referred to as second-class citizens.
So fucking true. That's funny you say that because I say that too. The exact terminology.
We're second-class
citizens.
Exactly. And when you think, wait a minute, and you think about what you do, how you comport yourself. Like, wait a minute, this isn't right. This is not who I am. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So I wanted a space, even if it to start, and I wanted to make sure we push it out into the real world. And we've had some meetups, and I've met TJ and Rob and Aaron and some of the other guys that follow us, and it's been amazing. Yeah, it's so true. And I wanted a space for men who are masculine, are unapologetic about their masculinity, and they also do these things. And he collects, science magazines, and they're into science, and they write, they read, they play D&D, they still collect cards, and they do it unapologetically.
Yeah.
And they do it with force and focus. And I wanted these men to come together.
Oh yeah.
Under one roof and hang out, and a space for us to make business plans, talk, and commiserate. If you're having a problem, we'll help you out, whatever.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
That's good, man. I think that's a very noble thing. That's kind of how I started Modern Life Dating. A lot of people think I started Modern Life Dating last year. I've actually been doing this since the summer of 2015, when I was living in Osaka on the western coast of Japan. And what really drove me to it was like I grew up without a dad, and I grew up in a pretty turbulent household. Obviously, my mom throwing away my Pokemon cards and all that shit. Just the single mother. I love my mom, and she really did her best. And I'm a statistical anomaly when it comes to a child coming out of a single mother household for what I have been able to accomplish and escape. But I was always, for me, it's very hard when you grow up in a household without a father. Little things like I had to teach myself how to shave, right? I had to talk to some guys in my church, like, hey, how do you shave? They're like, oh, you shave down first, then you shave up, cutting up my face. And, I think every man, and I'd like to ask you this question too, but I think every man ask themselves once in a while, like, am I man enough? Am I a real man? Like, did you ask yourself that question before?
Oh, absolutely. Every man wants to know that he can walk into a room and he has what it takes to get the job done
Yeah.
in any aspect of his life, whether that's family, friends, job, women,
Mhm.
all of it. We're task oriented. That's in our blood. It's how we're wired, and that's how we're continue to be perceived.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a loser, then nobody wants to be around you.
It's fucking sad reality right there, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. Don't be a loser. So what I did was like, I had figured out, I was kind of like, I was the alpha male of my youth church. I was running around. I won a national. I would always win state level, right? I would always win state level acting and public speaking and all this stuff, stand up comedy. And I'd always win the Florida state level. And this was like probably versus at least there was at least 100 or 200, 300 groups of people, and like it was like just common for me to win first place. I remember I got like second place a couple times, and I was like, "What is this bullshit?" And but like trying to figure out my masculinity took a lot of time, but I was able to figure it out, and I was able to, and I like a lot of guys, especially nowadays, they pretend like they don't want a lot of women. They pretend like they don't want to have sex with a lot of women. They pretend like they don't they like it's like they're almost ashamed of the fact. But I just knew in my heart of hearts that there was, as like chimpanzees and peacocks and all these animals in the animal kingdom, there's a certain mating strategy and a certain science to their seduction. I just knew in my heart of hearts that was out there. So I was looking for the information, and I found it. And then this happens to a lot of people. Like if we, as they proverbially say, found the red pill. When I found the red pill, the first thing I wanted to do was tell everybody. And so the first thing I did, because I thought I was doing a good thing, is like I started telling all the people around me. And what ended up happening is a lot of people don't want to hear the truth, shockingly so. And I just got so fed up of everybody treating me like I was some kind of like, psychopath for like telling them the truth while they are fat, unhappy, jerking off the porn all the time, sexless, right? All these things. And quite honestly, I was gotten to the point that I was just like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make a website, and I'm gonna put information on the internet, and I'm going to fucking give this whole thing a go so I can attract people who want to learn. Because it's, you can't save somebody who doesn't want to save themselves. And I learned that the hard way. And I was just, persistently pushing and pushing and pushing at this thing. And then finally, this year, I really took off compared to my other years, in growth. And it's been a wild ride, but I'm changing a lot of lives, and that's really what makes me happy. Is like, it's funny because I tried to walk away from this too. Like in 2017, I tried to walk away. I was like, I got a corporate job. I was the number one salesman in the company for the month of December. Made like 70 grand in 1 month for the company.
Wow.
But like, I still didn't feel it. I just didn't feel fulfilled, if you will.
Yeah.
And I quit the job, and I came back, and I made the jump into doing this, and it's been working out well. And fucking,
Oh yeah,
I'm award-winning creator. Seen this shit?
what is that?
I don't know. You can kind of see it. I got an award from Teachable for my course
check that out.
for body language mastery.
Okay.
I made over $10,000 in sales in one of the
Nice.
periods. And
Nice. I signed up for your, was it Body Fitness Max?
Yeah.
That is really good, dude. Congratulations. I like that.
Dude, you know what's funny? I'm not even finished. I have there's cooking lessons that are coming out.
I'm looking forward. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted it on Instagram yesterday. The first entry. So it's going to be some scrambled eggs, how to just properly make some scrambled, because surprisingly, I didn't know that. Well, can I ask how old are you?
I will be 50 in February.
Holy shit, you look great. Really?
Thank you. Yeah. I attribute it to clean living. No, not really. My, I've got, I have really good DNA. My mom and my father, my grandmother, they all, and my grandparents, especially on my father's side, Sicilian,
Mhm.
really great skin.
Mhm.
So, but I don't everything. I wouldn't say everything in moderation, but I don't. I don't go heavy with the drink. I smoke a cigar here and there, but I work out almost every day. So
Really? How do
yeah,
you work out?
lift weights.
And do you train at home or do you go to a gym?
I go to a gym. I do a
Oh,
little. I do a little body weight exercises at home, and I do push-ups and whatnot. And I have a pull-up bar. So
so being, you're 49,
mhm.
so I'm pretty sure you have watched what's happened in America in
Oh yeah.
regards to the weight epidemic.
Oh, it's bad, and that's putting it mildly.
And I that's what I did when I went to Phoenix, Arizona for Hot Dude Con this past November. I was just really taken back at just like how fat everybody is. And that's what really inspired me to make this Body Fitness Max, because I thought like people knew how to cook. I thought people knew how to weigh their food, track their calories, track their protein intake.
Mhm.
Um, and I was wrong. I was extremely wrong.
Oh yeah.
And that's what really motivated me. So there's coming out the episodes are going to be have like how to scramble eggs, how to grill a piece of chicken, how to fry pan a steak medium rare, how to steam vegetables, how to cook
Mm.
rice if you don't
Oh
have a
yeah.
rice cooker.
Yeah.
What else is in there? There's going to
And
be about
a lot of people don't, or maybe they do know. Some people don't know that one of the key to really good scrambled eggs is you have to add a little bit of milk or half and half,
Yep.
just a touch. Yep.
Yep. I do that in the video. Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you'll see it. It's good stuff.
I look forward to it.
So
Cool.
yeah, that'll be coming out later this week. Actually, I'm gonna talk to an editor, and we're gonna crank out like 5 hours and just get it out tonight.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little Discord chat and handle it. But yeah, thank you for so much for watching it. So I think I've got
Oh
over
yeah.
100 people have signed up already for
Oh,
Body
cool.
Fitness Max.
Nice. Yeah, guys out there in the chat and listening, obviously listening now and then listening later, go sign up for it. It's pretty cool. Even if you're a veteran at working out or doing all these things that we're talking about, it's good to be reminded of certain things, like the drinking water.
Yeah.
That kind of fell off for me a little bit, and then when you were talking about that, I'm like, you know what? He's right. I gotta get back to doing the bottle, keeping the bottle of water by my desk and making sure I hydrate completely. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I drink water like I mean the staple of my diet. I drink a lot of water. I also drink a lot of Coke Zero. I know there's some like health Nazis out there like, oh my god, Coke Zero.
Don't worry about that. No.
I'm putting the link in the chat for you guys. If you haven't downloaded, it's free. It's 100% for free for Body Fitness Max. Check it out. There's more modules. I'm actually coming out with. I hired this local guy who's like a champion winning bodybuilder to do exercise demos as well. So it's gonna be really good.
Cool.
So let's talk.
Quick shout out, Bull Rush. Bull Rush is in the chat. How are you, Bull Rush?
Oh, he's a good guy.
And everyone who's out there that said hi to me. Sorry, I've been concentrating. All right, cool. Bull Rush is a good guy.
He is a good guy. He joined Body Language Mastery, participated in all the webinars, and
okay, cool.
Solid supporter from Twitter. Good guy, really good guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you've probably seen what was going on with states and stuff. Tell me this. Do you think there is some kind of patient zero, like some alpha point that all of this came from, or do you think we just organically devolved into what we have at the United States? Because United States, I think a lot of people walking around in the United States actually feel that something is off or something's just not completely right. What do you think?
No, I would agree with you. I think it's organic, and it's obviously happened over a longer period of time, and it goes along with our progress, our culture, and our technology, because it seems like the more in depth and amazing our technology gets, the fatter we get.
Yeah,
we live in this. I mean, this happened even in the 80s and 90s. This culture of instant gratification. and McDonald's and Burger King and all these others, where your fast food, it's instantaneous, where we want it yesterday, and if we don't, we've been conditioned, if we don't, people start crying like babies. So it's something that's been it seems fairly insidious over the decades, but it's definitely organic. I don't know if it was deliberately contrived by any one group, but it's definitely there.
Yeah, it's something else, man. I just if you take a look at just commercials and stuff from like the 80s, hell even the early 90s, like that's when America was still like, it was still livable. I mean, you live in the United States. You're up in New Jersey, right?
I'm in New Jersey, yes.
You ever link up with the arm? What are you gonna say?
The armpit of the nation, yes, New Jersey.
The Garden State. Come on,
the Garden State. Well, yeah. Actually, people give it a bad rap, but New Jersey has some cool shit and has a lot of open spaces, especially South Jersey, where I'm at.
Are you pals with Donovan Sharp? I know he's up near Jersey, Philadelphia.
He's in the Philadelphia area, but we haven't spoken yet.
Okay. Don's a solid guy.
I've watched his stuff. Yeah, he is. Donovan is, and you know what? He's also a closet geek. You ever see some of the shirts he wears? And then he's into bowling. Come on, you cannot be a geek and not bowl.
Yeah.
So
he has his own custom balls too.
Yeah, that's right. He does.
Now, Donovan's a good guy. He's a very, very good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just I always like to ask guys who've been around longer than me if they've noticed the decay. Like I talked about Rollo, I feel like, in my opinion, I think the best movies and the best music came out of the 1980s.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't, modern, modern stuff now is just like, it's so trash. I didn't even know who Cardi B was. I thought it was Nicki Minaj for a while, because they basically look the same. And then I don't think I've ever listened to a Cardi B song or something, but I just see her ranting on social media about her birth canal and all kinds of weird shit.
Canal. All right, now I'm an old fucker. I've heard the name, obviously. What genre of music is she?
Just pure noise.
Pure noise. Oh, okay, so discordant noise is what she. Okay, gotcha.
I think she's. Let me find this creature of the night. I think she does hip hhop. She does hip hop.
Oh, okay, all right, gotcha.
Let me see. Okay, I can pull her up. This is her here. So she used to be a stripper. She's a single mom, and she just makes she's just very, very ratchet. And like most people will be like, oh, here's a great icon for all our people.
Oh, come on. That's just tacky.
Oy vey.
Come on.
She has all the symptoms of red flags and stuff, but yeah, she came out. She's saying she used to drug men when she was a stripper in order to financially extort them. And
wait, she said that publicly?
Yeah, and there was not a peep from the feminists.
All right. Now, if a guy had said that, he would be drawn and quartered.
Yeah, his name is Bill Cosby.
Okay. Well, all right. There you go. Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I don't know, man. I think the like I said, the best movies in my opinion came out of the 80s. And I was born in 85, so I wasn't even I'm not vehemently defending it. I don't even remember being alive in the 80s. But Commando, Predator, fucking any Stallone movie, all of the Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport, Time Cop, all the good stuff, Music, Duran Duran. I love Duran Duran.
Oh yeah, I saw them in concert.
Did you?
It was funny. I was at the Mann Music Center, and I guess this is when crowd surfing was started off with a huge big thing. And I remember just looking down, and there was this huge pile of people up front, and this big fat girl got up to do and everyone parted, and she fell flat on her face. It was the funniest fucking thing. Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Was that recent?
Yeah. No, that was shit. That was actually early 90s.
Oh man, that is
early
fucking
90s.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Those are just memories. Those are memories you keep in your heart because there's
Oh
no
yeah.
smartphone there.
I hold on to that one. Yeah, that was a good one. Yep. It was like
Oh,
parting the
man.
Red Sea. It was just like, like, no, we're not catching that fat ass.
Dude, that is
Not doing it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like I don't know, man. It's just something.
Well, you just go to any beach on the Jersey Shore. Any other guys in the chat who are in Jersey or have been,
Mhm.
on the East Coast, you see. I mean, I don't know how it is down in like in the Florida area. Probably not it's probably a little bit more beautiful people down there.
Yeah, I think places that have a tendency to get cold has more fat people because like you don't have you're not always showing skin, but like Miami, I know Myron Gaines is watching right now. He's down there in Miami, and it's like dude, like vanity is a currency in Miami.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And because it's always hot, like I saw snow the first time in my life when I came to Japan, and I was 27.
Oh wow.
So like I thought it was like a miracle. I was just Jesus Christ, this is like from God
Right.
himself, this fucking craziness.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think people have a propensity to be in better shape. So like, are there fat people in Florida? For sure, dude, for sure. The fat people everywhere in America, but I don't know. I didn't even know. This gonna sound so ignorant. I didn't know Jersey had a lot of popular beaches.
Somewhat, yeah. I like Ocean City, New Jersey. There's Cape May, which is essentially what do you call it? Like a town transported from New England, just plopped down in New Jersey. It's kind of cool. The old architecture. See what else? Atlantic City. You have Atlantic City.
Were you born and raised in New Jersey?
Born and raised in New Jersey. I've traveled around a little bit, but yeah, I love the state. I mean, it's corrupt and expensive as hell, but I'm close to New York. If I want to go to New York, it's about less than 2 hours. Philadelphia, I'm about 20 minutes away. I'm close to the Jersey Shores, shore points. I mean, less than an hour. I can ride I ride my motorcycle down. It's great. So,
what was it like in New Jersey when all the Jersey Shore stuff came out? All the TVs, like the TV shows. Remember that with like Snooki and all them?
I know of it. I have a tendency not. For a while, for about 7 years, I didn't own a TV, and that was probably during that time period. I know of it, and I've heard of it, and I've heard the jokes and everything. And most of that predominantly is up towards the New York area, the shore points in North Jersey, like the Red Bank area and whatnot. So I wasn't exposed to that too much.
Andrew K say it's not going good here in New Jersey. Oh man,
it's fun. It's fun. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Reciprocity. Yes, yeah, I know Bull Rush. I'm sorry. This is and it's also a non-carry unless you're in security or.
What is a reciprocity? What a non-reciprocity mean?
You can't if you have a permit. A lot of states will have for carry permit. You can go to that state and still carry legally. So.
Oh, so you have to get one for actual New Jersey. Is it hard to carry? Is it hard to get a concealed weapons permit? I heard it's like virtually impossible in New York.
Yeah, you can't. You can't New Jersey unless you're a security guard or something that it has to do with law enforcement. But yeah, so you have to go into Pennsylvania for that across the river.
Fucking hell. Do you own any firearms?
I do.
What do you own?
I have a Mossberg 500.
Jesus Christ!
I own a shotgun, and I have a Uberti Civil War replica Model 3 Dragoon percussion cap revolver. So
that's awesome. Is it single action?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's old school shit.
It is old school. Yeah, it's pretty fun to shoot.
Kevin, thank you for the $5 donation. Guys, I put the link in the chat. If you guys want to donate or you want to ask any questions, by all means, just shoot a donation or throw it in the chat, whatever. We're open book here. We're just kind of interviewing a man here, but so okay, let's get into the spicy stuff. So a lot of people may not know this.
Boy.
Let me know if you're comfortable talking about this, but you are.
Yes.
Let's keep it PG. Guys, smash that like button, by the way.
We can.
You are involved a little bit in the BDSM community.
A little bit.
Well, I'm trying to be.
I know.
I don't know how comfortable you are. I mean, we can go full blown.
No, that's cool. Yes, yes. I've been involved in some form or another since, let's see, I want to say the mid to late '90s, more towards the late '90s.
Mm-hmm. That's
Well,
pretty.
right around when the internet was getting its start.
So you're like you've been in. So how did you get into it back then? Like what drew you to be a? I'm assuming you're a dominant.
Of course.
Yes, yes, yes. And what do you what drew you to the BDSM? Did you have like a bad experience, or were you just curious, or what do you say?
Ever since I was a kid and I watched, you remember the old Linda Carter Wonder Woman series? And there was a couple of times where she would get tied up by her own lasso, or get kidnapped, or if there's any like where there was a heroine in the story that was being kidnapped and abducted, that fired up my young imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, I'm like, wow, I want to do that, but consensually, I want to do that. That seems like a lot of fun, and that's holy shit.
Yeah.
So that set me off on that route. And when the internet exploded, it was all over. I was just doing research and finding groups, and because growing up, I had none of that. You know, the analog age. You know, VHS, cassettes, albums. Yeah. There was no. I mean, even with going back to Dungeons and Dragons, finding players.
Yeah,
you had to go to a hobby shop and go to the cork board and see someone who made an advertisement for players or a dungeon master, and bring it back to BDSM. I had no idea that this was a huge culture, a thing. So in some aspects, even though I was attracted to it and that's what I wanted to do and that fired my imagination, I had no idea how to go about it because there was nothing out there. I mean, there's nothing in mainstream books. You go to like, B. Dalton or Walden books, you weren't really going to find anything. Libraries, you may find some art books that maybe have some BDSM in them. You weren't going to find it. So there was no place to gather that I knew of. So unless you're a goth and you went to a goth club, because there's a lot of crossover between goth and BDSM and BDSM events.
Goth chicks are hot, bro.
I'm doming one now. Yes,
my man.
She's the one that wears the collar with my name on it.
Do you have a picture of that? Can we put that up? Can you on your laptop or your
picture of the collar?
Oh yeah, because I've seen it. She wears a necklace that says Vince on it.
Vincent, yes. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a few seconds. I don't know if I have it on my laptop. I could always send it over and then share it. How risque do you want to get?
Just don't get me banned off of YouTube. But there are a bunch of perverts in the audience, so I'm pretty sure they're down to watch.
All right, that may
perverts in a good way, in a happy life way.
All right, let me. And she just sent me. We were fooling around with the camera yesterday. She just sent me one. Told her to send it to my phone. All right, here we go. Let me send it to myself, and then I'll just throw it up on but we can keep talking about it too.
So BDSM means what? Is bondage,
domination, submission,
and is it masochism? No.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, BDSM. I find that girls that are typically involved in BDSM and who actively choose that they want to be a submissive typically make for good relationship material, because I think just it's normal in female nature to be submissive to a man, and they feel like I've never met a chick who's into BDSM who's a submissive that has not been like pleasant and like happy just to be around a man, and not only to be around a man but to be to an extent enslaved by a man. I know that makes it sound strong, but I mean, it's true. There are girls out there. I used to have sex with this one chick, she's a real beauty too. And she says, she's like, sometimes I just need a good subjugation. Like she just straight up told me that. She's like, sometimes I just need to be subjugated.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. I have even women who are not identify or are aware of it. Once you kind of introduce them to it and bring them into the fold, so to speak, they're like, wow, their mind is blown. Yeah. And it's like their femininity is awakened for the first time.
Yes, and it seems to be very dormant these days.
You're not kidding, Jesus.
It's something. It just I don't know. It definitely blows my mind.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
I mean,
spicy up the title here.
there-
Talking BDSM with Vince.
That's right. I know I've been wanting to do this for a while, actually, and I'm glad we're talking about it.
Yeah. So
So-
let's talk more about it. So what was
Okay.
like your first like BDSM experience? Like how did you find the first girl?
It was in a long-term relationship in the
Mhm.
late '90s. I was dating her, and she
Mhm.
brought over a belt,
Really?
and like she had this. She was just wearing it. I'm like, give me that belt.
Mm-hmm.
And I restrained her arms,
In
and
front of her or behind her?
in front, just to her sides. Yeah.
Oh, you
It's-
tied her up like okay.
Yeah,
So she was thin.
yeah, it's well, yeah. It was, it was the '90s. They were still thin. Yeah. So, and then restrained her, and then from there it was just it was different women I was with, just practicing different things.
Mhm.
Now, the DS part of it, can go along with the BDSM and the kink in the bedroom. I started off with the kink in the bedroom first,
Mhm.
and then just gradually, as my own unapologetic masculinity started to blossom more, and I was more comfortable with it, and saying, you know what, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. These are the boundaries and the lines in the sand that I've drawn.
Yep.
And this is what I want.
Yep.
That all started to come together as well. So when
Yeah.
you mix both, because a lot of it is being dominant is a mindset,
Yes.
and it's also not for anything a way of life. Because when you think about it, DS exists in any relationship
Yes.
to some extent. There has to be one who leads and
Yes.
one who follows.
Yes.
And anyone who says, "Oh, I get this from these like these mangina guys," are like, "No, our relationship isn't like that. We talk about, and we it's no, get the fuck out of here. Somebody is making the decision.
Yes.
And if you're talking the way you are now, I guarantee it's not you."
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's just the way it goes.
And those chicks, when the woman is leading the relationship, in my life experience, I have noticed that they're more likely to be unfaithful to the man, to a guy who is dominant, and B, if they're raising children, those kids usually grow up to be like, just they grow up to be manginas, as you say. Like, there's certain things that are done in nature that we seem to be trying to forsake, like a masculine-led household, like it's been forever. Because at the end of the day, if you're laying naked in your bed with your girl, right, and somebody smashes in your front window and comes in there and they want to fucking kill you and rape her, are you going to be like, "Hey, honey, go handle him. Go read him some fucking intersectional feminist fucking some stuff.
Go reason with him and see what happens to you.
Tell him to stop mansplaining."
Yeah, exactly. How dare you come in here and mansplain? Let me tell you something. You're going to get your ass shot.
Yeah,
So
we have to. Oh yeah, look at this. John Simon says something. He says, "Aren't the Japanese into some crazy rope stuff too?" Are you familiar with that?
yes.
Yeah. Have you done it?
I've done a few. I've had a few rope classes in New York. Yeah,
What's it called? Is it called oshibari? What is it?
Yeah, shibari.
Oshibori. Or
SHIBARU. Shibari. I'm not in the chat. I can't really.
Shibari.
Shibari.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and it's funny in Japan. So I'm gonna pull the. Let me see if there's nothing that's gonna trigger the YouTube police, because I'm getting all sorts of naughty fucking things. Okay, so shibari is a Japanese. Okay, I'll pull this up. So this is what shibari is. This is when you tie up a girl with a rope. There's actually a shibari guy here in Tokyo who does a lot of shibari stuff, and it's voluntarily done.
Oh yeah, it's all consensual. Yeah, it's beautiful too.
And the chicks, they love. They're signing up for it en masse, bro. En masse. Like you completely tie them up like this.
Yep.
And they are all about it. It happens often, and it's funny to see because it's in Japan. Like people are like, "Oh, BDSM is just an American thing, and it's some form of the patriarchy or something." No, this is a global thing, and it's actually really popular over here. You've done that before?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to have different links. I actually talk about that in my page. I have a BDSM Patreon.
Do you?
I do, yeah. That we talk about. Yeah, it's just starting to take off. So
I love it. I fucking love it. I fucking love it, dude.
I'll send you the link. Yeah. Well,
Did you send me the photo of your?
Oh yeah,
lady
let me
wearing-
hang
where
on.
did
Let
you
me
send it?
hang on.
Send it
I'm
to.
well, I actually have. Let's see, application window. Here, I'll share it right here.
Okay, just hit share screen and I'll prove it.
There you go.
Ah, there she is. There it is, wearing the necklace, the Vincent.
Yeah, and I've shown pictures of her out in public with it too. So
That's awesome, dude.
yeah.
She looks like from this profile, looks got nice lips, looks like a nice skin, a little pretty lady.
Yeah, she's an esthetician, so that's what was
Oh,
her. Yeah,
hell
so
yeah, dude.
she's very, and she loves the geisha lifestyle. So she came prepackaged with a lot of things that I like anyway. So she comes, she cooks and cleans for me, takes care of Mowgli, my cat.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I've dated an esthetician before, and
it's so hard to say that word too.
An esthetician, for you guys that don't know out there, they specialize in aesthetic beauty. So like they do like threading eyebrows, they like pull all the blackheads out of your skin. They do spatial, like in Japan they have something called like the face up massage. It's like massage you to like lift your face up.
Yep. Drain your sinuses too. I get all that stuff out. Yeah.
Oh, they drain your sinuses. How does
just
that
just by the massaging, they help kind of pull everything down. And yeah, usually if I have an allergy attack, she'll rub my face. I'm like, oh, I feel so much better after that.
Atham, thank you for the $3.33 super chat. He says
$3.33. What the? I love it.
He's doing the numerology. He says Sensei Jonathan and Master Vincent sweet.
Love it.
So how did you? So let me ask you something. So you've obviously been doing BDSM since the early '90s.
Mid '90s, yeah.
Mid '90s.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this. So where were you sourcing them in the mid '90s? Because we had no internet.
Mainly, I was dealing with the women that I would meet just out and about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have a go-to place to source them?
No, I'm not a huge club person.
No, me neither. I fucking hate clubs.
I don't because I mean fundamentally you can't hear you can't have even a little space of time a relationship, a talk, a resonance with this woman, because there's too much noise and shit going on. There's other guys, there's people around. You can't do that.
She can't hear me spin the web of lies for her to get scared. You know?
Exactly. You cannot properly seduce.
Yes.
With all the cacophony going around you.
Yes.
So yes.
So
but once just on the street, out and about, bookstores, friends of friends, things of that nature. Was a lot of that happened. Friends of friends, and then your little domain, your social circle, you would have that happen. Yeah.
Did word get out? You're like, dude, Vince ties bitches up, and then girl.
I don't know. I never heard anything, so it's possible. Yeah,
okay. No girls come to you and be like, hey, I heard you tied up Susie. Do you have any rope with you? Nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't as fortunate as that. It was pre-internet was very slow, just because you're isolated. It's like, the time before the car, your little town was here, and you didn't go anywhere because it took too long to get there. So you had this little isolated community. So the internet is definitely a boon in that regard.
So then let me ask you this. So, okay, you've been doing the BDSM mid '90s, right? Did you ever like go and date a non-BDSM girl and be like, oh, I can't fucking do this? Or
it's very cuffing season in BDSM. Yes, there you go. They two go hand in hand.
They do.
Yes. It's very difficult. What we call a vanilla relationship, because I would vacillate back and forth. I would like, you know what? I want because in the back of your mind, you're thinking to yourself, even before the internet, you're like, is this normal? What I'm doing? You're always constantly like, and at that time I wasn't completely set and going, you know what? No, I'm going to make this normal. So that was key, making this normal for myself, especially back then. So yes, but the thing too is, you have to be honest with yourself. And back then, there were instances where I was not honest with myself.
Yeah.
And I wasn't honest with the woman I was with. Like, this is who I am. This is what I want.
Yeah.
And trying to introduce that can be very difficult. So, because you have to, once you set a precedent, because if you go into a relationship and you don't show that part of yourself, you're not honest or authentic, and then later on you want to do that, it's going to come off as weird. It can come off as creepy. Where is this coming from?
Yep.
Why did you hide that? Those kind of things. So, guys out in the chat, just make sure if this is something you want to delve into, and this is who you are and what you want. It's the same thing with any hobby. It could be a geek hobby. Yeah, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not for nothing, Bull Rush. Absolutely. And then, as you know, I'm Sicilian, raised Roman Catholic. Catholic guilt indeed.
You're going to hell.
Yeah, I'm going to hell for this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I don't care. I have a corner office. Fuck it. So, but yes, I mean, it's the same with Dungeons & Dragons. It's like, yeah, hell, you know what, MFR, I play Dungeons & Dragons. I'm a dungeon master. And then after I'm done playing D&D, I'm going to tie you up and have my way with you. How do you like that? There you go.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And that alone, I'm getting aroused off of you. That's still speaking. But like, it's true. So many guys are afraid to just be themselves. This happened to me, like, you know, it happened to me a couple years ago. I'm 34 now, just turned 34 1 week ago. And, you know, I was constantly shamed, right, by my mom and my social circle. Because, dude, to be honest with you, I have never been faithful in a relationship, and I just like I
can relate.
You know, but I just think like in my heart of hearts, I used to fight with this idea of monogamy.
Yeah,
and I used to be like, you know, I would think that I was a bad person for wanting to be who I was, and it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to fuck a shitload of girls. I want to do it till the day I fucking die. And if you don't like it, I mean, fuck you, because it got stressful to be somebody I wasn't for people that I didn't even give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Or more importantly, people who didn't give a fuck about me. That's another thing right there. So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool that you said that, because I think it's parallels between us, because we're like, I don't know, I gelled with you pretty quick right off the bat, like when we just digitally chatted.
Oh yeah.
And interesting that you know, you just said fuck it. When, like, how old were you when you just came to that fuck it moment?
Kind of late, actually. I was around 35, 36, around your age, a little older. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? It's like, this is ridiculous. I need to, because you get pulled in different directions, because fundamentally, the majority of us all come from a blue pill background. We do. And that is very hard to pull yourself away from.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's always in the background operating. I constantly have to check myself, even with what I'm doing. I'm like, no, keep on the path. So that was always operating in the background, and it was something I always had to deal with. And I still do. So
Atham also with the donation again. Thank you. He said he got the book from
the Jay Wiseman's book. Yeah.
Jay Wiseman's book. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for the donation, guys. If you want to donate or get your questions on the screen, just go ahead and click on that link in the chat right there.
Bull Whips issued at completion of the Hot Guy Bootcamp.
What's that?
Isadora Calderon. Bull Whips issued a completion of Hot Guy Bootcamp. That's pretty fun. Well, maybe not Bull Whips. We'll do paddles with our initials on them. There you go.
So I've never I kind of got into like BDSM and a little bit of Findom myself, but it was weird. It was like not okay, I'll just be honest. Okay. So it all happened. I have my other robe, right? My other robe is it's like a really nice soft material.
I like that one better. I don't know why you're wearing this one.
Dude, I know.
Come on.
I know. Rich told me if I'm going to wear a robe, he's like, get an expensive one and tell people to fuck themselves. I like that other one better too.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. But that robe, what happened was, I'll never forget. I was banging this girl from Laos, right? And dude, like, you know, I'll remember this pussy till the day I die. She had a lot of fucking, as all girls who give great sex, she had a very traumatic past. And she was very into touching herself, and she was a real fucking freak, right? And every time she could do this on command, and I've never met a girl like this before. And her vagina was like addictive, but I'm not even joking. Every time on command, she could squirt and make like this much liquid come out.
Yeah.
Like
oh my god,
stream.
When that first happened to you, because I know when it first happened to me, we were just like, first of all, it sounds like a damn faucet got turned on, right?
Yes.
You're like, wait, who turned on the sink? And then you look down, you're like, oh. Holy
Dude,
shit. Oh, yeah.
The sheets were always drenched. And I remember like I was just having, and I was too young for this shit. I was like 24. I was like, what the fuck did I find? She worked at GameStop, right? I picked her up at GameStop.
Next level crap here. Yeah.
I picked her up. She was okay. So her name was Ashley, and she had like this Hello Kitty tattoo behind her ears, and she had a couple other tattoos. And she was really, really super feminine. Like, you know, she actually came up to me. And she was like asking me if I need some stuff. And I've gone to the gym. I would always go to the gym because it was at the Fashion Square Mall. And then I would work out at the what's that loser gym up the Planet Fitness. And
I like Planet Fitness. They're a good go-to. Because they're open. Some of them are open 24 hours. There will be times where I'm like, I can't sleep. I'm going to go work out.
Yeah, loser gym. I say that because the owner would always turn the lunk alarm on for me, and I wouldn't even be slamming it. And then he was like, "Listen, dude, you need to chill out." I was like, "Listen, dude, I'm gonna fucking knock you out in the parking lot." He was like trying to bully me, and I was just like, "Listen, dude, like I understand that you're trying to cater to all these fucking fat fucks who are sensitive as shit, but I'm trying to lift weights, and honestly, to this day I grunt when I lift weights, but it's just how I am. Like,
well, the last set or so, especially the presses, if you're laying down on and you drop them because you're just tired.
Yes, exactly.
It's gonna happen. Oh
so,
my God.
So, anyways, I was working out at that gym, and then I went to GameStop, and she was chatting with me, and then in the middle of the conversation, she just like grabs her mouth and like starts bursting out into laughter and like runs away, like in that very feminine way, like laughter, and like, you know, when a girl really, really likes you, she'll just start laughing, and like she's feeling these crazy emotions for you.
She's overwhelmed, yeah.
Yes, and so I have that kind of overwhelming presence. So I would have sex with her, and she would just squirt on demand, and I'd be like, "Can you do that?" She'd like, "Yeah," and she would just be like, and then and like it just never stopped. So I remember one time I was my one of my signature moves is like they come over and I'm in my robe and I'm naked under there, and they, you know, but they don't know I'm naked, but they always fish. They're always like, "Are you?" Then they just put their hand down the front and they reach down. They're like, "Oh, you know." So
you naughty boy, you.
So we start making out, and we go upstairs into my bed, and then, you know, I just open the robe and I just go at it. Sometimes I take the robe off, and that's what Rob says. I was gonna donate the robe to Rob. He's like, I need a black light with that fucking thing.
I know. I was like, right? Was that joke from the no, I'm just completely. I'm an old man setting in here. I'm just completely drawing a blank. Where he says the event, not the Avengers, the crap, where that joke where he says, "Oh, that you see, like you have to shine a black light in here or something like that."
Oh yeah.
What was that?
That he was just saying, "I need a black light to check the robe out," and I was just like, yeah, that probably checks out. But I remember I was banging her, and then just instinctively, what I did was I took off the rope, right? Because it's really soft. And I tied
Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it. Thank you, Bull Rush.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Bull Rush. What a solid.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Save me from my old man forgetfulness.
So what I did was I took the rope and I gagged her across the mouth, and then I pulled it back, and then there was enough that I pulled her hands behind her back.
Yep.
And then I bound her hands too. Yep. So I was like holding it like a saddle. right?
Yes.
And I was hitting it doggy style from behind, like pulling this thing and banging her
Yep.
out.
And she loved every minute of it.
Dude, she was like,
Yeah.
nobody has ever done that to me, and can we do that again?
Yeah.
And that was like because it just felt right to me too. It was just like, God, this is fucking so hot. And she is fucking splashing all over the place, and it was
Yep.
just like fucking insane. But then after that, like, I kind of got into the things like, I was hooking up with this one chick, and I don't go this deep into it, but she wanted me to. So I was banging this girl. She's beautiful, half Korean, half white, right? Stunning. I'll send you a picture. It's not safe for work. Had a whole, like a mural
Nice.
of tattoos on her back, right? And when we were banging, she was like, hit me. I was like, I'm sorry, bitch. What did you?
The first time you hear that, you almost lose your erection. You're like, wait, what?
I was just like, excuse me, bitch. I'm inside you. We're having an intimate moment. What do you
And
mean,
you're like,
hit you?
me. Yep.
And then she's like, hit me, you pussy. And I was like, well,
whoa, damn.
I was
Then
like,
you get all right, well, sure. Now that you mention it.
I was like, I was kind of thrown away. I was thrown off, and I was like, oh,
you're looking around for cameras, like,
yeah. I was just so confused because I would never ever do that. And then because I like tying them up, but like I'm not trying to like fucking whoop some bitch's ass in the middle of having sex.
Yeah. Well, you want to do medium to light slaps.
Right. So I didn't know that. So eventually we're doing it, and then she's like, hit me, and I was like, all right. And I just cocked back with an open hand, and I slapped her right in the face.
Shit.
And she was like, she didn't say anything. And then I kind of liked it. So then I reached back again, and I slapped the fucking shit out of her. And she was like, maybe you should slap my ass. she wasn't too thrilled about it, but I didn't know. I'm like first, like what? And there's another girl that I was having sex with her. We were doing a missionary style, and then she I feel her grabbing my hand. And I'm like, okay, this is normal. Grab my hand, and then she like slowly takes my hand and like puts it on her neck, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I was like, bitch, I'm a fucking trained practitioner of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like, you're trying to get killed? Because again, I know, but then she was like, just choke me. I was like,
well, the key is where you place your hand too. And Bull Rush is right. We talked about this in our BDSM chat. You have to talk about this is one instance where communication is important. You have to talk about these things beforehand. Yeah. Even briefly. You can't just spring this shit on. Like, likewise, neither part should be springing shit on each other. So, but right.
And that's what, like I said, it was never talked. I mean, I met this chick through my social circle, and then I just happened to be like, hey, you want to go on a date? And she did. And then, in true, hot dude life fashion, I just banged her on the first date. And it was something else. So like, but yeah, I tell you, like, it's definitely something that I think it's not for everybody, but I think it's for guys with really dominant personalities and really, really guys who are in tune with their masculinity. Now, I'm not telling for you guys out there, like, oh, I want to be an alpha, I'm going to go tie a bitch up. Like, you have to want to do this. And I would say, like, especially in America right now, that the most, like, your best chance to finding a solid relationship, I would honestly could say, like, inside the BDSM community for the escorts.
Yeah, because not for anything, and fundamentally, these women come prepackaged with what you want. Right. It's already, for the most part, it's already set. You may find some that are trying the top from the bottom, and you just get rid of them next. But for the most part, you're going to find exactly what you want and ready for you to mold to your specific specifications.
What do you like in a woman? Like, what's your type? Like, what do you look for, and then what are deal breakers? Let's start with what you look for. Like, what are the checklists for her to be like, okay, I'll actually, like, give you some time out of my life, and like, you keep you around.
All right. Well, to answer, there's a question in the chat too, real fast. I have a tendency to ignore it. Yeah. If a chick likes to be choked as someone, how grab neck but doesn't choke deep? How during? Well, okay. I think I understand what you're saying.
If a chick likes to be choked as someone, how to grab the neck, but doesn't choke deep. How does one know the right pressure? Will she dictate it during sex? Okay.
Well, she's not going to dictate, but her body and her breathing, her eyes, and her whole body language is going to tell you where she's at. One of the main things when you're choking is the location of your hand. It can't be, you're not crushing the windpipe.
Yeah,
really,
don't
with
crush
choking, what you're doing is it's under here, and you're restricting slightly restricting blood flow to the brain.
Right.
I couple of studs saying like, "Hey, Rob's in the house. Hey, what's up, Rob?
Hey,
What's up, brother?"
Rob.
I'm very much into breath control and
Mhm.
and coupling that with a woman's orgasm. You want to, and it's not something to play with lightly. And you have to make sure you know CPR and make sure I'm dead. I'm dead
You
serious.
need an AED on standby.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, we'll get into that. We can get into that on our expert show later, and then I can show you some real pictures. But yes, it's your hand placement, and you'll always have to be mindful of her body language. She's going to tell you with her body, with the noises she's making, how she's doing. Now, having said that, a lot of people are worried about, the Me Too. But if a woman is into you and you're doing what you're doing with her in that moment, you're not going to fucking get Me Too. Just stop that. Don't worry about that. That's a non-issue, especially in the BDSM community, unless you're a complete moron.
Yep.
So, but go ahead. Your question, yes.
I know. I forgot what I was going to ask. But okay. Well, I did want to ask this. So where do you meet chicks now? Like, do you go like BDSM.com or like how do you find like Mrs. Vince, this one recently?
Well, not for anything. If depending on how you word your profile, you can go with the standard dating apps, and I would advise you to do that. You put all your vanilla aspects of yourself, and you say, and at the bottom, non-vanilla, and just mention the kink and everything else in the bottom, and your final line can say, "Let's play." I've got more interest that way than anything, and that's just like we quote unquote the vanilla world, because these women are out there. They just haven't found like, where are all the men? Where are all the masculine doms? Where are these men? We want these men.
Yep.
So I would say stick with your standard apps. FetLife. FetLife is more of like a forum, a meeting place. It's not essentially a dating app, like a dating meetup clearinghouse, but you can find, if you do it correctly, you can, source your women from there, and you a good place to find events and whatnot, and groups related to a niche you may be interested in. Maybe it's for choking, or you want to join a group that's breath control, or I'm also very big into sensory deprivation and mummification. Expert at that. We can get into. Oh yeah, well, I picture the stuff I could show you right now would probably just get everyone banned right now. So, so we'll wait for it. We'll do an expert 101. Maybe we'll do like a private thing.
Let me ask you this. Somebody asked this. They said, "Is this included in body language mastery? If you want to come and be a speaker behind the the paywall of our webinars, you are more than welcome to come do a speech."
I would love to do that. That'd be great.
It would be. It's going to be well over 100 men. I'm projecting these webinars might hit 200 live members participating, it's all offline on Zoom. So if you want to do that, we could definitely talk about that offline.
Yeah.
John, Chris F says, John, you and Vincent should do a bondage language mastery course.
That would be fun. That would be fun as hell. I'd love to do something like that,
dude. Let's talk about that. What's mummification? What is mummification?
It's basically the picture basically. Let's go an Egyptian mummy. You know how they're wrapped from head to toe, or from toe to neck. That's what that is. That can be with tape. That can be with rope.
Tape?
It can, but that can be a little tight. Okay. And restrict. You can use duct, absolutely, and it's been done. You can use duct tape. You have to make sure that
when you say tape, what kind of tape? Scotch tape or?
One of my go-tos is electrical tape.
Yeah. Okay.
And not for nothing. One of my go-tos.
I love it.
Not for anything. It's sexy as hell. It sticks to itself and not to skin. Is vet wrap that veterinarians use to wrap like a horse's ankle that sprains its ankle. It's and it comes in different colors. Okay, so you can get creative. Do you
do holiday themes? Do you wrap these?
You read my mind. I'm actually going to. I'm going to send you a picture soon of just that. And not for nothing, we're all geeks here. One of the good holiday wrappings is your Christmas lights.
Yeah.
I do that as well. I'll be sending out some good photos to your chat people.
I love it. I
But
fucking love it.
yes. So, but yeah, vet wrap, different colors. I can send out links too.
Mm-hmm.
A different thing. But yeah, usually have a couple words in her hand signals with the sub. If a sub is gagged, one of the main things you can do is make sure one of her hands is free.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to use a sponge ball, put it in her hand. If she's getting a little overwhelmed or she wants you to stop, she's going to drop the ball, as it were, literally drop the ball, and then you stop. You always want to check in too. You want to check their breathing. You want to make sure they're not the way they're squirming. And it comes back to body language, John. It's body language. And if you know what you're doing, you're in that moment with your sub, you're gonna pick up on that. You're gonna know. You're gonna know when someone's starting to panic. I've had that happen too, and you just immediately release them. And you have to make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure the buckles aren't too tight. Make sure that rope, that knot that you tied, you know how to get that knot untied very quickly.
Okay.
So
are you just tying them up and they're aroused by this, or are you tying them up and then fucking them?
Yes, and yes. All of it. You could do that without. I've had a scenario where on my FetLife account, I had a woman reach out to me that wanted to do BDSM scenes that her husband was just not into, didn't want to do. So we all met up, we wrote up a contract. I still have it. And then we went from there, and that proceeded to a 6 week.
Get a notary?
I should have, right? Yeah. But no, it was. I need this notary sign of this BDSM contract, and they're out there too. BDSM contracts, BDSMcontract.org or contracts.org. You can go there.
Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this kind of shit existed.
Oh yeah, it's. I tell every gentleman there is a dom, and in some instances, I guess some guys there's a sub, but there is a dom in every man. Yeah, there is. So, but yes.
So let me ask you this, okay? I want to ask you some more questions. Is this you only have one chick, or do you have multiple, or?
Right now, I have a main chick, and then I have what I call a side and also a travel chick. Mm-hmm. She's up in Providence, Rhode Island, and I've been introducing her slowly to bondage activities. That's only when I travel.
Are they aware of each other, or
absolutely? Well, not intimate detail, but well, not for nothing. My main chick knows that she is on the prowl for women for the stable to bring in. Mm-hmm. So that's one of her duties, is to find other women for us.
Wow, that's fucking great. Look at Return of the Max says New Year's resolution: mummify a random Tinder slut.
Seriously, I'm serious, but make sure you're safe. Make sure you're safe. Come on the Masculine Geek Patreon bondage, and then the Body Life Mastery when we do the bondage talk. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna bring you in there. That's fucking gangster.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So okay, let's talk about this. So I want to talk about the female orgasm and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of guys are pretty bad at sex, right? A lot of guys just don't know what they're doing. Two things. Do you think every woman has the ability to orgasm, or are some just the plumbing's not right up here? Or what do you think? What does it take to make a woman orgasm?
Well, I think every woman can orgasm. I mean, that's just biologically, yes. No, whether or not her psychology has messed with that is another story.
Right.
And it's up to a dom to ferret that out and get to the bottom of it. Once a woman wants to be able to submit, she really wants to just like, you know what? Let go.
Yeah.
Be in your masculine presence and then be completely fucked senseless by you. Mm-hmm. And I tell guys this, I'm like, if you're not your woman or women or wife, whatever, if you're not at least once a week, if you're not fucking her into a puddle, you're not doing your job. Mm-hmm. And not for nothing, don't worry about pleasing her. Do not worry about pleasing her, because by you pleasing yourself with her body is all she needs.
Yep.
All she needs. Okay.
Yep.
And once you have this lockdown, a woman's massive orgasm is completely completely tied to her involvement with you. A woman will do anything for you. If you give her if you just make her weak in the knees where her eyes are rolling back in her head, she's almost crying. She's just like this puddle of a mess. She's squirting everywhere. You own her.
Yeah.
You own this woman. And I'm not saying, you bitch, get on your knees and make me a sandwich and you're whipping her. No, I'm not saying you're not domineering, although you can be, but that would be between you and her.
Right.
But that all comes in once again to a contract if you want to make it formal. But you doing your job as a man, you own this woman. She will do literally anything for you. I remember I've actually showed, I'll have to bring it out next time. One woman I was in LTR with, she made this on this little sticky note. She was just kind of doodling at work because she was thinking about me. She drew this pie chart, and it was in the shape of a Pac-Man. It was this little sliver of a pie, the mouth. Now, the large part of the Pac-Man had an arrow drawn to it, and it said Vince. And the little Pac-Man mouth said other stuff.
Oh yeah.
When a woman in the middle of you, like, oh, you want this cock? You know you want it. And she's like, I've been thinking about it all day. That's the level you want to be at.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you do this by owning that orgasm. Absolutely.
Dude, I always say it, and I'm glad, I didn't expect it to get this deep, but I'm loving this. I'm fucking I'm about to hop on Tinder after this. No, I'm just I always tell the guys that the quickest way to get a woman addicted to you is to give her mind-blowing sex. And it's not just pounding her vagina into oblivion. You have to, it's up here. This is the
imagination.
Yes. You have to own her mind. And a lot of girls, they don't want to be, they don't want to be in charge. They don't
really don't. They may be in charge during their day somewhere as a boss lady or something, but I'll tell you, what, that's all bullshit. Because it comes down to biology. Men are men and women are women, and that's how it is.
How dare you?
I know, right? Clutch your pearls. Okay. Yeah.
So let's talk about sex. Tell me about this. Where did you learn to get good at sex? Did you study tantra? Do you do edging? Do you jerk off and wait for the because I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I tell the guys, if you want to last longer in bed, you have to jerk off, and you got everybody. Come on, every guy here, we all have dicks, right? When you jerk off, let's say this is your dick. You can feel the cum coming.
Yeah,
when it gets to right here, you let go. Is that when you how do you last longer? How do you? I love how the viewer count is going up. By the way,
I know. I've done that before. Also, not for nothing. You're exercising with that perineum muscle. That's what we're talking about, or whatever that holds both the ejaculate and your urine back. That same thing. You could do that.
What is the name of the muscle?
At perineum or something. I forget what it's called. Perineum, or I forget what it's like, a Kegel exercise or something. Where you go to when you urinate, cut off your stream, and then go ahead.
Really, you do that?
Yeah, and then cut off the stream and then do it again. It's also good for your prostate, not for nothing. Us older guys know that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. I think I can pull this up. I don't think this will get me banned. So it's a
PC muscle. That's it. Thank you, gentlemen in the chat. Perineum. There. All right. I thought it might be that. It's just hey, I'm old. Shut up.
This right here, right? Yeah. So where's
the? Yeah, it's
this one. This muscle's here.
Yeah, there you go. The transverse perineum muscle. Yeah.
Okay.
Exercise your TPM, son. That's what I tell you. So yes.
Okay. And so when you pee, do you do that on a weekly day, a daily basis, weekly basis?
I do that every day.
Really? You are dedicated, man. So every time you pee, you're like, all right, time to cut off the stream. And how many times do you do it?
Yeah, 2 or 3 times. It's very difficult. I'll tell you, right? It's very difficult if you're getting up, you have to really go, and then you try to stop that. You're like, oh shit, okay. So I try to do it on a normal pee basis, not the first pee after you wake up after sleeping for 6 to 8 hours, because that's a bit difficult.
What about, we have it on the screen here. Some guys say they don't eat pussy as a show of dominance. I've heard that in the old school thing.
You know what?
I dive face in if I like it.
That's preference. I mean, I don't think that's gonna hurt your dominance if you're like, hey, you know, especially if the woman's spread eagle tied and you incorporate that as part of the scene. And you could go through
these guys. They're thrilled. They're like, yeah, put this guy in the webinars. We want to learn. Count me in for the webinar with Vince. I'm trying to learn new stuff to do with my girls.
I have video. I have. Oh my god. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guys, press a 1 in the chat if you want Vince to be giving a BDSM sexual technique presentation in the Body Language Mastery webinars coming up on December 6th. 1 in the chat. Let's see.
I could use my main girl if you want to have an actual model. We do this. I can actually show you.
Yeah,
guys,
for sure. The ones are flooding the chat right now. So I'm looking.
Oh, you guys are pretty cool. Thank you.
No, that's great. Well, I mean, dude, I have a really good eye for people who are just not pieces of shit. And you know, you definitely are not. You're a great guy, man. That's why, like, I don't want to talk. Some of these people on the internet are fucking weird. 21 convention, but I like this. I like talking about this because
this is good stuff.
Every guy, there's 2 questions every man asks himself. 1, am I man enough, right?
Yeah.
And 2, after he has sex with a woman, did I satisfy her? Was that a how do I say?
It's a work ethic. There's a work ethic attached to it, really. I mean,
did I satisfy her? Was I good enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So okay, then let me ask you this. So so daily you fucking you pee and you cut off the stream 2-3 times per.
Yeah, you're keeping that muscle strong because then you can do that later for your ejaculate.
Okay, so then let me ask you this: are there any other techniques that you use?
Not really. A part of it is paying attention to your own body too. I mean, not for nothing. You have a woman tied up, gagged. Another good gag. Many people may know this in the chat. I know Bull Rush does, and Rob. Take off her panties and stuff them in her mouth. Fantastic gag, because a lot of these things can be expensive. Ball gags, bit gags.
What if she's been walking around all day and the panties are muddled up with?
Doesn't matter. You lean in like, these are your panties. These are going in your mouth. No, aren't they? And she'll be like all wide-eyed. Open your mouth, and then there you go. You have to make sure you pack it nice, both sides of the cheek and all across the front. Make sure it's not too far down. You don't want her to breathe back and have her choke.
Right.
So you have to be very careful. But yeah, panties.
Man, that's
absolute classic. Great. Yes, but you have to be careful because once you have all this, I'll tell you right now, you're going to be rock effing hard, and don't go at it too fast. Just make sure you pace yourself, and then you stop. If you want to go muff dive for a while. You want to bring. I'll tell you right now, one of the really good thing is an Hitachi wand, that back massager. No, that's not a back massager. Yeah, that's a pussy massager. That's exactly what that is.
You know, it's funny when you go to love hotels in Japan, there's a Hitachi wand in every room.
There should be. Absolutely.
I remember I had a lady giving me a blowjob. For you guys who don't know what a Hitachi magic wand is, I'll pull it up on the stream here. This thing is a game changer.
Yeah, but be careful too. You want to desensitize a woman's clitoris to the vibration. You want to make sure you have that little. You want to like consensually sexually torture your girl.
Yes,
she wants this. She wants you to do. Guys in the chat, if you're not doing this, do it. Okay, learn, whether that's through me, John, Bull Rush, Rob. Come into the BDSM Masculine Geek Patreon thing. You do that. You need to learn these things. Do it on your own. I can recommend good books. You need to learn these things, and you incorporate this in your play. And the play can be anywhere between a real quick one before you go out for dinner or out to go visit the in-laws, tie her down, have your way with her, and you head back out. I guarantee you the glow on her face. What's yours.
A quick one to you? What's in your definition?
A good quick BDSM. Oh God, it depends on where you're at. But if you're home, what would I do? There's so many.
Look at Tommy said about you. Damn, this dude ain't no geek. He's a fucking god.
You flatter me, gentlemen. Thank you. Keep on hand the vet tape.
Yeah.
A 10-foot piece of rope,
Mm-hmm.
and we use a lark's head. You tie quick few ties, wrap it back around the wrists, and the wrists are in front of you over her head.
Mm-hmm.
You hold her down,
Mm-hmm.
panties in the mouth. You're done. 15, 20 minutes, even less than that.
Mm-hmm.
You can electrical tape is good too because it's sticky, but it won't pull off hair
Mm-hmm.
and won't leave too much residue.
Mm-hmm.
Another good thing too is microfiber tape, surgical microfiber tape. It's white and it sticks to skin, but precious little else. So you can gag and you can tape up with that, and it won't be too harsh. Some guys will use zip ties.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan says, grab her by the hair, throw her over your knee, and spank her easy. Yeah, you could do that too. You do what's called a maintenance spanking. My girl knows when she comes over that she has to make sure she's wearing thigh highs and something that's not going to take me too much to drop her jeans or lift her skirt up. She goes over my knee and she gets her spanking. Handcuffs.
How many spanks per session?
It depends. It depends on how much you want her to take when you're testing her boundaries. I want to make sure it's red as your hat on each cheek. Thighs. There's different techniques all on the wrist. You want to do her thighs, part her butt cheeks a little bit. This is getting fantastic. Upper right below the spine on either side of her butt cheek.
Yeah.
Legs, all that. Yep. Yes, maintenance spanking. We can talk about that later too. Handcuffs. Handcuffs never did it for me. It's too much with the key, like you said, the key. The best thing to do is tape or rope. Tape or rope. Yep.
Do you have like a pulley in your house?
I have done that before too.
That's really hot.
I've done the pulley.
I haven't done that, but that's been brewing in my sick mind.
Find the stud, as it were, in your ceiling, the support. Drill a hole. You get your O-ring, I forget the name of it now because I'm old and it's escaping me. I can use that excuse when I forget shit. I'm old. It's that eye bolt, and you put that up, and then you have that ready to go. You use a series of pulleys.
Right here. This is what we're talking about, boys.
Is good.
Something like this, but you just instead of there being a load here, you just tie up the chick.
Well, if it's in America, there's definitely a load. But yeah.
Something like this, and then you can hoist her up.
Eyeballs. Bull Rush is my assistant today. Handcuffs can cut too much, especially if you ratchet them. Especially with the zip ties, you got to be careful with the zip ties as well. Another good thing too is breast bondage.
Yeah.
And that you want varying widths of rope, and it depends on the size of the breast. You get a woman with good ample breasts, at least a size C.
Yeah,
you can do your breast bondage, and that is another whole level. Oh yeah.
Though there was one chick that I really fucked the ever loving Christ out of her, and it got to the point, I talk about this often, that she was a little crazy. She was married too. And she got to the point that she would be sitting outside of my house across the street in a car, like around 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m., making sure like I didn't come home with other chicks from the club. And then I caught her a couple times like scurrying off in her car, like sitting there just watching.
Yeah.
She was a real psycho. But the point I'm trying to ask is this: have you had chicks that were like unhealthily addicted to you, like after they've done this, or like they're like, I need more, like I just need
not to the point where I feared for my safety, but just stalking. One woman left a plant on my doorstep with a note. I had one
tie me up.
that was just like a, hey, this is for you, was thinking of you. That was like a generic vanilla kind of thing. But one of the texts she had sent me was, please, I'm going to go look on my old phones and see if I can find it. Please tie me up to your coffee table and bang me again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking great, dude. I'm even blown away by your levels of freaking, but I love it. I knew I liked you for a reason.
I tied her up and had to shave her. She had this monster like 60s bush going on. I'm like, no, we're getting rid of this.
You shaved it bald?
Oh yeah, it was completely bare floor. Yep.
Oh fuck yeah.
That's the best way, especially when you're doing BDSM stuff. I don't like any hair down there.
So can you control when you ejaculate? Can you control your own orgasm? Like it happens when you want it to happen?
For the most part, there are times when it's just like you just can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't. But
A lot of guys think like every alpha male's like, I just pound this pussy like
no,
I'm fucking king of fucking
no,
chads.
no, not at all. No, no, you have to be aware of your own body at all times, and sometimes you're just having an off day. I mean, you also have to get to the point where Vince for Colonel of the Hot. What's up, Athen? There are times where, and you have to actually orchestrate this. There are times when your woman's she's all up on you, she's kissing you. Ignore her, but not like be a dick. Ignore her, but oh, okay, and go about your business, whether you're reading or whatever you're doing.
Don't show her you're aroused by it, right?
Exactly. She's going to love this. She's going to wonder why. How in the world is he not going after my feminine wiles? Look at this. How can he not be? You are, but you're meeting out your attention, your sexual BDSM masculinity and attention. It's fantastic. Once again, you're saying it plays to her imagination again.
Yeah. Tommy thought we were going to talk about Star Wars. I don't know if he's disappointed or happy.
Well, hey, you could do all this BDSM stuff, and then you could be Darth Vader, and she could be Princess Leia, and just incorporate that. There you go. My nerd radar is like, that's father son. Father daughter. Well, there's that. Yeah. Well, that's
incest
a whole other level.
I know a guy that's down with incest, but Anthony Johnson from 21 Conventions. Yeah, I think that's so important too. I think a lot of guys don't realize it too, and I think now more than ever. I have a friend who there's two things that are kind of symptoms of what's going on in America, and I'd like to run these past you.
Sure.
The first one is they have been doing some research, and they found out that women are looking at increasingly aggressive and dominating porn. Like women are looking at more and more rough sex, like where they're being absolutely dominated.
Yeah.
And my friend said this, and I think he's on to something. He says the last place right now in America that a man can truly be a dominating man is in the bedroom. Like, and they said that is the last place because, all these bitches run with their hashtag boss babe and blah, 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 all this shit, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're the ones that get fucked. Like, it's not like, it's not like you can just, a girl doesn't fuck you, she doesn't like get on top and dominate you, you're the one usually dominating her. And, for me, the good for me, if I know if I've done a good job is after we're done banging, that she just passes out. She goes to sleep relatively within 10 minutes.
Yo, yeah, you pretty much that is key. Mm-hmm.
They're sexually exhausted.
If she's rolling over, playing with her phone, or doing something else, or turning a TV on, which you should never have a TV unless you're both looking at porn together. You should never have a TV in your bedroom. But yeah, you're absolutely correct, John. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good indicator. Wow, man, what do you say to guys? Because let me tell you, this is something I dealt with when I was 20. Right, when I was 20, I used to think that after 30, like my sex life was just over. Now you're a man in your 40s and you're gonna be 50 next year. You are.
I'll be 50 in a couple months, brother.
50 in a couple months.
Yeah.
You have girls. You have 3 girlfriends.
2 right now.
Well, okay, if 2, you're priming one.
I'm priming another one. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got two girlfriends. You are tying these bitches up. They're serving you, right? There's servitude. Cleaning, doing everything that you need, taking care of your cat, everything. What do you say to guys that feel that, after 45, like their life is just going to be a sexual desert?
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
How old are your girls? Do you mind asking?
The main one, 37. The one in Providence is 26.
26.
26. Yes. The one before that was 22.
Oh man, you dog. You fucking dog, man.
And then a woman I was in a long-term relationship with for a while. I met her when she was 31.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
how old were you at the time?
it was what 3-4 years ago. So it was 40. Crap, my maths are off. I'm like bull rush. My math. 46,
Mm-hmm.
45, 46. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking great shit, man.
Yeah.
You're the fucking man, Vince. You are the fucking man. I am cutting off my urine streams from this day forward, and every time I'm gonna be thinking about you. This one's for you, Vince.
There you go. Just make sure you squeeze hard on that one. No, Vince. There you go. Say my name.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude. I think a lot of guys, they really underestimate how powerful a proper piping down will do.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's very, very important. It's very important.
It's extremely important.
I cannot stress this enough.
Guys, let's take a look at the screen one last time, and then we are gonna close on out.
Gentlemen, we are in a system, and that system is our enemy. Take a look around you. What do you see? Me Too accusations, social justice warriors, crazy feminists, and hopelessly emasculated men. The very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we save those minds, those people are part of the system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these men are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so hopelessly controlled by blue pill lies that they depend on the system, and they will fight to protect it. As a man, which do you prefer? To remain willfully ignorant of masculine and feminine truths, or to get out of your comfort zone and to seek the truth that the system does not want you to know? If you're a man who seeks the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, then you know what you must do. Join me, and I will teach you exactly what a woman is thinking without even listening to a single word that comes out of her mouth. This is the power of understanding body language. In addition to this, you will be entered into the Masculine Empowerment Network and join hundreds of unplugged men from all walks of life across the globe. Unfortunately, no one can learn the truth about dating and relationships by simply being told from the system. You must live it and experience it for yourself. That is what body language mastery will do for you. Remember, this is your final chance, and all I'm offering you is the truth. Follow me, and let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
December 26th, boys. Vince is going to be there teaching you how to tie these bitches up. We're going to have a BDSM seminar. For you guys that are asking me, you want to join his Patreon. The Patreon is right there, patreon.com/masculine geek. This is where the BDSM stuff is there as well?
Yeah. And you get, what happens is if you're doing anything that has adult content, it behooves you to say that, let them know so you don't get flagged. But once you do, it pulls you out of the general search. So you can't go up into the search bar and try to search. Our thing won't come up. Mm-hmm. So you have to actually go to put the actual URL in. So type that in, and then you're good. Good
stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for the compliment there, Dorian. Hit me up on Instagram, Dorian. Modern Life Dating. Guys, this has been an excellent interview. Vince, you're the fucking man. Guys, go subscribe.
Thank you.
Check out everything. Go ahead, guys. Don't forget, when you're peeing today, cut off your stream at least 2 to 3 times. If you want to be an alpha male, that's what you have to do.
Cut off your piss.
Cut off your piss stream.
Cut off your piss.
Until then, boys, we'll catch you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here. Thanks you guys for watching on replay. My shadow watchers, thank you as well. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you next time. The next dude party is on Saturday. See you then. Take care. Peace out.